welcome in to episode 7 of our Let's Play Humankind series. We're going to jump right into gameplay here. We've got a lot going on. We're still here in the ancient era playing as the Carolins, but I'm very excited to see how far we can progress today and see we're starting to think about moving up. So there's a lot to cover. Let's jump in and get playing. All right, here we are. We're, again, heavily forward settling the Egyptians is where we left off. We've got a little bit of an issue here with free peoples because we have 3 free people cities, which is way more cities than we need. And so we're thinking about creating an army and doing a little bit of early game war, which is something I do not often do, although I think one of the nice spots for war is really early or kind of mid-late. I don't like that kind of like middle early, if that makes any sense, war, but a really early on war might be something that we'll consider. So we're thinking about that right now. Now, sus, we are progressing with quite nicely as far as assimilation. I think that might be the one that we decide to assimilate in. Lulaban, we're also progressing pretty nicely, but again, what are we going to do with all of these cities? We would have to end up merging them, which isn't the worst thing, but we also need to get another city down, probably in the New World or whatever this continent is down here. So what I'd love to be able to do, the plan is, probably we assimilate one of these, but before we do so, I would love to get our units in the water and create an outpost down here and plop a city in early. That would be optimal because right now to create a city, you can actually check this right here. We only need 510 influence. Now that goes up to over 1,000. I think it's like 1,100 some odd when we create our next city, whether that's through assimilation or what have you. So I think what would be really optimal is we jump over here, we form our 3rd city over here, then we assimilate our next city, our 4th city, in order to optimize those influence numbers. We also need to be careful because we want to continue claiming land. We don't want the Egyptians to come down and claim something random in here, which would then cause us to need to go to war yet again, but this time with an actual player, and so the ramifications would be much larger. So we're carefully balancing influence. Influence early game is key. Yes, production is great. Yes, money is good. And we're saving up our money because we want to do more trading with some of our new partners that we've met, right? So we're saving up our money for trade routes because trade is very important in Humankind, particularly for stability, but also for other FIMs. But we also want to really be managing that influence because we've got so much we can spend on it, right? Right now, we want to put a harbor in this place. We also need to put a harbor in here, and we're also going to need to put a harbor in here. Before we connect those, we want to do all of those things, right? So we have so many things to spend influence on early game that we want to carefully be managing what that influence looks like. We're also working on getting our units back into our cities. So we're going to take some of our scouts that we don't need and we're going to start plopping them back into our cities. We're going to disband them to increase our population, which will hopefully cause those cities to grow faster. And all of those things that come along with having higher population, which also includes increased influence generation, which is what we really need right now. I want to take a quick check over here. We are progressing towards sailing. So we want to get sailing, but what we really want to get to, if we look on the tech tree, is trade expeditions, the transport galley. That is what's going to get us in the water in order to cross over and make that next city. So we'll see how the timing works out for that, but I think that's what the current plan is. Let's hit the end turn button. All of our units right now, we're kind of distributing outwards so that we have the ability to jump into this new world when we need to, right? These guys can come down, they're going to start claiming all this territory, and then probably what we'll do is we'll disband quite a few of these guys into our city. And then the other thing we could do is these units are going to disband into this city, and then these 2 guys can get ready to cross the water and when we get that tech and jump over onto the other continents. Now, I don't think we need a ton of units to do that, but we do want a couple to be able to optimize our exploration over there and not get kind of stuck. And because one of these is a warrior, they'll be able to hold up against like, like a bear or something like that. The scout obviously is just going to be exploring, and if they run into something, it's just running until we can't run anymore, which can be detrimental, but it's just for exploration purposes. Okay, let's end turn and we will continue on. Okay, Now we have something to think about. 100 games, 100 days. Sarge has reached the classical area and has gone from the Zhao to the Marians. So we have our first move up that has happened. We'll close all these out. A bunch of resources being sold. I like to look at all those just really quickly. So you now have the ability to send those away, so you don't have to have those pop up every time. You could choose which ones you want to see. I just kind of let them pop up because I like to know what's going on. But that's customizable as well if you don't like that kind of thing. All right, let's... Oh, that's new. When you hover over this, it pops down a little screen now, which you can't see because of my face, but that's really handy. It shows your stars. And then if you click, you can actually open the Empire screen. Wonderful. Okay, well, this is what we want to check on. We have our first move up. The Marians have been chosen, and the move up has happened. The Stupa is a very nice, this is a great choice. Lots of good choices left. There's plenty of good options here in the classical era that we'll be able to potentially take advantage of. The Carthaginians is one that might be of interest to us potentially based on the amount of harbors we have, but we've got lots of choices. Maya is good. The Achaemenid Persians are good, so lots of choices that we can still take, but we want to pay attention and move up at an optimum time. Again, I kind of key off the techs. We're getting closer to our second tech star, and then we're going to get our third one, and that's pretty much probably going to trigger our move up. We also have not built any of our emblematic districts, which is something that we're going to want to go into shortly. But as you recall from last time, before we do that, we're definitely going to want to put this in. Personal rights, minus 30% on religious district industry cost. And the reason we're going to want to put that in is because if we go down to our city, if we look at our district, you see the little hand symbol up here? That's the religion symbol. This district is a religious district, and so we can reduce our production time on those by a pretty substantial amount. That's one of the newer changes that they've made, is they've made a lot of different emblematic districts into religious districts, and so you actually get a lot of benefit from that a particular civic now. It used to only be very applicable to like very specific districts that were not they didn't run into them very frequently, and also remember, that also applies to wonders that count as holy sites. And so that's something to think about as well, in addition to actual holy sites too, right? Okay, let's have our units auto move, the ones that we're going to do that, and then we'll come in here. These guys are waiting to put this down. Now, we could put it down right now, and I think we might do that because we've got Icarus's people right here, right? And so what we don't want is a random claim from Icarus coming in here and messing up our current territory, right? So the Egyptians, the purples, we want to put this in. Again, it's not a great outpost, but what we want to do is make sure the land is being claimed. So let's go ahead and get that taken care of. It's going to get our claim all the way down to here. We've got one more territory to claim here. This unit is prepping to grab that, and it doesn't look like the Egyptians have any units close, so we're good there. And then again, we're going to have to pay attention to this unit because it could sneak in here and grab a claim on us, and we want to make sure that we're going to claim up all this territory. So we're kind of focusing our current influence on claiming this territory. That being said, I do want to start putting these in, so I'm going to start putting these in every so often. Right now, we just put this claim in, so it's going to be a couple turns before we get down here to position ourselves for our next claim. These units could probably be within striking distance, and it might actually be nice to get this in. Let's hold. I was going to put a harbor in. I'm going to hold because we might be able to claim this territory on the next turn if we get these guys into the right position. And actually, that would cause us... We wouldn't have to worry about the northern part anymore. It would be all claimed up and good to go, right? Okay, these guys are at full health, so what we're going to do is they're in the territory that we want them to be in. We're going to check this really quick. Okay, so we do have a potential food problem, but we're going to add in a person, and it's going to go into this food worker slot, and so that's going to actually be fine from a food perspective. Now, if we add a second person, we're going to have to see what the food production goes to. So let's disband one of these guys. We're going to disband. This is the disband unit button. They will go back into the city and become a population. So we're going to do that. We'll notice the population goes to 3 in the city. And now we can take this person and put over here. Okay, we're down to 8 food. Even with the worker moved in. We are going to get animal barns in 4 turns. And so I think we can probably disband this unit as well. It's gonna push us really close on the food. In fact, it might even out our food. But let's do it for the sake of the maths, right? So we're at 8 excess food. I believe each population consumes something like 6 to 8 food. I can't remember exactly what it is. Minus 20 food from population, so we can extrapolate that out. 8. We have 3 pop. 20 divided by 8. That's an odd number. Anyway. But that's because we're working as well, so... Oh, 6 food. It's right. Okay, right. It's 6 food for pop right now. So we'll actually be fine. There you go. That number right there is what we wanted to key off of. 6 food per pop is being consumed. I believe that's what that means. Oh no, 6 food per farmer is what's being produced. Somebody in the comments will remind us how much food each population consumes. I can't remember right now. But we're about to find out, I guess, because we're at 8 food extra, and we're going to disband this unit. So let's just do it. And let's find out what our per food goes to. 7. Okay. So 7 food. Currently, it is 7 food is consumed by a single unit. Okay, and then we want to move this. We're actually going to switch these to expert policy. And we're going to keep working food and industry because we want those animal barns to get finished as quickly as possible. Because that's going to boost our food back up and make the city back into a growth mode. I mean, it's growing, but it's growing very slowly now. But that should overall help our city quite a bit. We also want to make a first attachment on this city. So one thing that I really want to plan out. So we already have, Carol's got double attaches already. So they need 2 more attaches. So probably what we do with Carol is we grab this land and we grab this land. So these 2 are the 4th and 5th attachments for Carol. And then we need this city here is probably going to have to grab this and this and this. And probably extend out to here, right? So we actually don't need to make any attachments in this direction. I wonder if we do need another city here. Let's do the math. So we got 5. I like to do 5 attachments. You can get away with 4 too, but I like to push to 5. So this city can attach this. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. We probably need to stretch out to 5 over here. And then how many territories are left? We zoom out a little further. Then we would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'd actually have 6 territories left. So someone's going to have to take an extra territory. The capital should be the one that takes the extra territory. So, in fact, Carol will probably attach this one as well. So Carol will has 1, 2, 3 already, 4, 5 here, and then a 6th right here. So Carol's going to take the whole bottom half here. That's going to be the plan. And then Hoyatu is going to take everything that stretches this direction. So we're going to stretch across this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, and probably 5 here. And then Sus can snag 1, 2, 3. Wait, did I miscount the last time? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's the 5 there. Yes. And then this one is taking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There. Yeah. Yeah, that will work. I think. Yeah, that's the distribution. So the thing is, this city can't attach until we get this cleared. We have to clear this for this city to get its attachments in, because Carol's going to take all this part to the south. So we need to get rid of Akkad here. They need to go away so that we can get this territory into our territory and then attach for this city to start to spread out and grab the rest of its stuff. So that city's going to be kind of a slow grower, possibly, as far as attachments are concerned, which is fine. We'll work through it. But we need to think about all these things. Okay, these guys are going to be the ones that go and prep to cross. So I'm just going to send them probably to like right here is going to be where I want to send them, because they could just sit right here as long as that's not a cliff. Oh, that's a cliff. Never mind. How about right there? So they could jump into the water and then get on the new world over here. And our other unit, this warrior unit, can probably come even further south. We'll cross them like right here. So we'll just jump them down over here. Okay. We end turn. Let everyone start to move. We do have cultural conversion happening. We are going to get into some trouble up here because we're going to have cultural conversion happening in our territories up there. But we're also going to start to have some religious conversion happening because our religion is spreading in this direction. It's not necessarily doing anything up here. So we really do, it really is kind of a pain that we have not been able to get this territory claimed, because this city really needs to claim out to here and then put a holy site in. We need to put a holy site probably in like right here. is where a holy site is going to go, or even here, one of these two. Probably this one, though, because it's the most worthless tile. That's what our next holy site needs to go. So what that means is we really need to clear this in order to move through and be able to get all of our attachments done. Which means really, I think war is our only answer, because we don't have the ability to merge cities. Well, we could assimilate it and then burn it down, because you can burn your own cities down. We could assimilate it and then burn it down. That's the other option. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens first, because we obviously want to keep our cities growing, and we're not gonna necessarily build military out of that. And Carroll's not even that big, so I'm hesitant to build military right now, just because our city's population are quite low. Memphis, of which, yes, I guess they only have 7 in Memphis, 6 in San Lorenzo. So our population's starting to get higher. So we might be able to train out an army. That's something to think about. Let's, we have 162 gold, so let's go and check.
So tell me,
we have an alliance here,
today?
and we can start trading for the good stuff that Icarus has. Salt is really nice. Let's see how expensive it is. 40 gold. Wow, that's very cheap. Mercury is science. We don't need that right now. Science, again, per maker's quarter is not great for us because we don't have very many maker's quarters, if any, down. Sage, however, is very nice. So let's buy the sage as well, if at all possible. There we go. And then let's check other people to see what we're at
All
with.
those of honest intent may
Ebony, we're already buying. Salt, we're buying. Papyrus is science. We don't quite need science yet. We're not pushing on that necessarily. So I think we'll stick with that. And then plosive also, we have a trade everything with. We have the horses. We don't need the copper right now. Okay, so we can take the rest. And let's jump back over to the Egyptians. And let's look at anything else that might be useful to us. Let's see. Let's do science per Mercury. We don't have research quarter, so maybe we buy this Mercury if it's relatively cheap. 42 gold, perfect. Oh, that was 64. It had to go. Interesting. It was actually more expensive than I thought. All right, we have 4 money left. Perfect. We've done it. We bought a bunch of stuff that's going to increase all of our yields by a bunch and obviously help out with some stability issues. We weren't having any stability issues, but that's going to go well for us. All right. Let's keep our units moving. Wait, where do we collect a curiosity? Oh, right. These guys were moving to collect a curiosity. That's right. And then we need them to come to our claim spot. Where are we claiming? Oh, man. It's probably this spot right here. Yeah, it's got to be this spot right here, right? Oh, it's only an 8-8. Yeah, because those tiles beside it are not the best. We might have to go to this 9-10. That one's not bad. 10-6. Yeah, that 4 food tile is big. That's a monster tile. 4 food on a tile. Dang. That tile's also really nice. So this spot seems nice, but I don't think it's actually as nice as we think it is. So let's just move these guys. We just want to get them up on the cliffside. We're not going to claim anything down here, so let's get them up on the cliff, and we'll try to get a claim in sometime soon. We should be able to pop in up there. Claim that territory. These guys are going to move down and claim our next territory. This one down here, probably on this river rather than this river. I don't think this river is what we want. Although this right here gets a bunch of river tiles, but I think we want to come in. That would be the perfect spot, but I think we actually come in probably right here. Something like that. So let's just move them onto this river. We'll just get them down into this territory because they're going to make that claim. And then we can next turn it because we have spent all of our stuff. We're getting plenty of things. Agrarian star, excellent. And sailing is researched. And a science star. So lots of good stuff. We're also selling our stuff to everybody, which is getting us increased gold production. At least not like per turn, because that's not how this game works. But we're getting increased gold, one-time gold out of those trades that are being made. That's something that I think that Amplitude could probably work on, is making the trading system. I like the trading system. I think it's different and it's unique, but I think it needs a little more interactivity. I think that we could have a little bit more interactivity in the trading, like how much you want to sell a resource for. Could there be deals that actually go over time instead of deals that are instantaneous? I think the instantaneous deal, which like just gets you access to a resource, is very simplistic. It makes it very easy to understand, but it also makes it so that it's just very simple. And it doesn't like give you options to kind of maneuver around things. Okay, I do think in Carroll, okay, we have a deal. A deal is being
Do
offered.
something
A
clever
non-aggression pact.
Sign this
Yeah, I
treaty.
will take that 100%.
Your
I love that
proposal
idea.
Makes good sense.
Should we share
I
maps?
Say yes.
Well, actually, if we're pleasant with them, honestly, I see no reason why we don't just propose an alliance.
This is most satisfying.
I'm not planning on going to war with Plosive anytime soon, so the benefits of an alliance make sense. And we got the pleasant up here, so it should be accepted. Yeah, there we go.
For you.
So now we can go in, and I want, I would love, we're not going to buy anything, I don't think, right?
Excellent.
Because there's nothing really to buy. So I think a cultural agreement is going to be best, plus 5% influence. Let's offer that first, because that influence bait. Normally I do customs union because I'm going to be trading with them and I want the reduction in gold price. Cultural agreement, the plus influence right now is going to be heavily important for us. So let's go ahead and, oh, wow.
For you.
Interesting. Friendly,
like
but
it.
refused.
No, not acceptable.
Really?
Okay, but we have discovered a bunch of things. They have good land over there. That is interesting. So you can come over here and you can demand it. But the problem is if you demand it and they refuse, I believe it's at a declaration of war. So I think I don't want to go to war currently. And so I'm not going to demand this. Probably because of our relationship, they would accept. But let's just build some war support up just in case that needs to be a thing.
No doubt this independent people possess sophisticated
yeah.
customs, rights, language, and beliefs.
Okay, let's take a
I
look.
do hope you're going to treat them well.
Wait, does Plosive have people over here? No, he has he has knowledge of a trader. I think this is the New World. This whole continent here, that's huge. I don't know how far this goes. There might be a player on it, but like, look, this continent appears to not have anyone on it. I don't know what's here or what it does over here. It looks like a big open continent. It's also big. So we want to cross down here as soon as possible and start gobbling up all of this land for ourselves. Because definitely that's what Plosive is thinking as well. Oh, Chad, this game is so beautiful. The Perito Moreno Glacier, it's one of the most beautiful ones in the game, I think. Too bad it's a little bit in the fog right here, but my gosh. And look at the placement of it right at the south. Oh my gosh, it's absolutely beautiful. Beautiful. All right, so Plosive's got some nice land actually up here. Lots of forests. Got some free peoples.
So, will this independent people be an ally or
Thank you,
an
Mr.
enemy?
Narrator. And
Barrier
then
or a blessing? Their future may
Marians.
not be in their hands.
Sarge is up here as well, making a lot of claims right now on the northern part of the land. It looks like, interestingly, they are coming together. So we're going to have to see what the relationship between these two looks like. That could be problematic for a lot of our trade
Lovely.
routes.
Impressive. A cultural wonder that makes me want to pull out my toy blocks and go crazy.
Thanks, Mr. Narrator. All right, this guy's coming up here. We're going to get him on river. We'll be able to make our plop probably next turn, unless we're plonking on that spot, which I don't think we will be. Although that would not be a bad spot, actually. This spot might be actually the spot. That's the 910. That gets us a 911, but the problem is we'd have to build districts out off of that. And it's not necessarily 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. It gets us access to an extra river or 2 extra river if we put it there when we connect the city up. But this allows us to build districts off of it down both directions. I kind of like the idea of putting it here so we can put a farmer's quarter here and then a farmer's quarter here and then work our way alongside the river, claiming up the tiles. I think I like this idea. I think I'm just going to put this in. Boom, done. I did it. Sometimes you just got to make decisions, you know? Okay, I think we need to start putting in our ceremonial plazas. Our population is 9 of 16, so we have no problems with our population cap right now. We have plenty of leftover food, and so that's really good. We don't have to worry about food right now, and so I think that we should start putting in our ceremonial plazas. That means we should go over here into our civics and go ahead and enact this. We're going to enact personal rights. It's only 22. It's pretty cheap right now. We have the influence to do it.
I suppose
Gonna go ahead and put that in.
That are best done alone.
Now let's make sure. Oh yeah, city cap. We'll use that soon as well, but we don't need it now, and I don't think we need either of these. We might want to put in this one, -50 assimilate, before we actually run our assimilations. So we'll think about that as well. But we now have reduction on religious. So remember, it was going to take, let's see, it was going to take 3 turns, but now it says it's still going to take 3 turns. Let's see if it actually takes 3 turns, or if it doesn't. Okay, that seems relatively useless. Yes, it's the best tile placement, but we can build out there already. I think the best placement for this is like far out over here. I know it's not going to like yield the same numbers, but right, we were going to put our harbor was going to go over here. And so we can build off of the harbor. We might even put the harbor there just because then we can build more off of it. But I think that this would probably be best out over here somewhere. And in fact, on river is not a bad idea at all. Just straight 11 food from it, and then we can build off of it. It's not a bad play. That also could be just a really nice... either of these works. I think I'm going to take the plus 11 food straight up. It's kind of close. We can already build kind of right there. Let's move it 1 over. Like, the idea of moving it 1 over is we can build off of this. That's the bonus of the ceremonial plaza is you can build districts off of it. So let's take advantage of that to the best of our ability. It has to be off of coastal water, so this particular province doesn't work great for it. But let's stick it right here. We're gonna have to build a bunch more of these anyway, so let's go ahead and start getting those in as much as possible. Okay, we can research city defense for absolutely nothing, which is what we want to do now. We just want to take free research. Boom, that's a research on nothing because we had leftover science. We're going to research all of the cheap stuff now, essentially. We're going to try to get up to reinforcements, but as soon as we move up, we're going straight to trade expeditions so we can get in the water, right? But we want to research all the cheap stuff because we just want to get this star. We need 2 more techs to get our 3rd star, and that will trigger a decision on when we move up, right? So let's go ahead and progress towards that. We want to get all of our ceremonial plazas in. We don't have a lot of territories connected right now, so we have to build, what, 1, 2, 3, and a 4th up here. That's all we got to build. And in fact, this territory can't even build one. Oh, no, it could put one right here. I think it can put one right here because I think that that's coastal water. I think it can go here, or here probably. We'll have to decide. They're going to put theirs in next turn, probably. So let's end turn. Oh, we got to... Hold on. We got to have these guys go grab this. I got to remember. I didn't see that there. We do need to remember we can still find more of these curiosities. Curiosities still up here. I want these guys sitting over here. These guys are... Yep, going right. Oh, wait. These guys weren't going here. These guys were going to go... Oh, perfect. Right down there. Yeah, that they could stay here, but that we can't cross this water for a long time. We gotta stay near coastal water. All right, what are these guys doing? Oh, what were? This is just a runner. Oh yeah, these guys were. Sorry, these guys were gonna go claim territory. We need to just sit them right here. That's right. I forgot. I switched my units around. These guys are actually in their spot, but we can actually. I guess we could just... They're not going to be able to get in the water for a little bit. We might as well go get them this curiosity. These guys can stop here and grab this one. Perfect. These guys will grab that one next turn. And these guys just put down their outposts. So we now have claimed everything here. We get these 3 claims in, and our whole land grab is kind of done. Now, we do have to save in case we need to put in new claims here. So this unit right here, I think is just going to hang out over here in this city. And with the ability to kind of claim stuff if we end up assimilating and burning it down, or he'll burn it down and then claim it, right? So this guy pretty much is just going to come sit in this city and just wait for a little while. All right. Oh, we already... Oh, no. Okay, so they can't put it in. Oh, because it's not in their territory. So the coastal water has to be in the territory, and because this coastal water is not inside of the actual territory, I cannot place my unique district. That is kind of a bummer. Almost makes me rethink how we're gonna do the city claim here. Because if we attach this, we could at least... We could, like, get... Oh, God, no. I think that would... If we attached this, it would allow us to put one right here in this territory. We may have to attach this just to get it in, and we can always detach later. Interesting. Okay, we're up to 24 food with that, because we have 3 horses, so as soon as we got those animal barns in, boom, plus 15 food. Love it. We can also put these in now. Plus 1 industry per worker. So that's actually probably something we should do. We actually should buy that in. Can we buy that in? Almost. Next. Oh, it's pretty expensive, actually. Maybe we just build it. Also have a lot of other... +4 food, +8 food is not bad. We don't have a stability problem. I almost think that we should just build this artisan's quarter in right now. Let's just do that. Again, we can also start training armies, but... I'm holding out. I'm holding out for some reason. Well, we do have a penalty to building armies right now, so... Alright. So, Icarus's religion is spreading to our people because we don't have connections made. So we've created a couple conundrums for ourselves, which is fine. It's fine. We'll work our way through it. Alright, these guys are going to go grab this. Zoom in a little bit so we can actually see what's happening. Oh, they can get all the way there. Perfect. Oh, man. I love the science and influence ones. So nice. All right. So this guy is going to hang out. We're going to cross him up here. The other guy is going to cross down here. So we just want this guy to end up back on this square. Let's see. Yeah, this guy. I guess we should go explore over here. We'll pop this guy around. We'll go this way. We'll just explore around this area just because it's been unclaimed. There might be a curiosity. Exactly. Exactly. There might be a curiosity over there because we haven't been there in a little while. Okay, we can now progress. Again, we're just going to go to the next cheapest tech to get that last star. You'll notice we're hopefully generating a lead. We are not in the lead. Sarge is currently leading and has already moved up. So we're kind of pulling up second place right now. But I think that we're about to have, we got to get some more cities in. Is the thing, and we're kind of holding off on that third city, probably longer than we should be, if I'm being really honest.
In constructing an emblematic quarter,
okay, emblematic quarter is done in 2 turns.
And
so
a creator. There is more to creating
the
an
civic
empire
did
than
take
just
place.
Yelling orders.
The civic did enact, and it did only take 2 turns instead of 3 to get that build. Nice, another science and influence one. Feels good. Okay, we're gonna jump around over here. I don't know what we're gonna put right here. But this is such an interesting little nook. It's very lovely. I mean, you got to kind of put an industry quarter there. But actually, what would be great there is a hamlet. Because it would exploit all the food on the river as well. I don't know what we'll put there. We'll have to find out how that transpires. Hamlet might be the way to go there. All right, this unit is going to wait. You guys are going to just hang out for a little while. Because you're going to claim those territories if we can. All right. Corral needs to, again, as long as we're good on food, we're going to continue. Oh, we should probably switch off of science and over to money for a little bit here because we don't need any more science. We are 1 tech away from that science star, so we actually want to cut back on science really quick. And the reason we're going to do that, remember, is because we can't go past this line. Unless you're a science culture. If you're a science culture, you can always go across the line and research into the next era. But until we move up into the classical, we can't cross this line. So once we have 10, 11, we have 11 turns, and in 11 turns, probably 10 because we'll grow in population and our science will increase. In 10 to 11 turns, all of our research, all of our science FIMs will start to be a waste because it does not build up and contribute to your next thing. Once you've researched everything in the tree and have not moved up, that's why I say once you get that 3rd star and you get really close to having all the techs researched, that's a really good indicator that you've pretty much stayed your course in an era for as long as you want to. Because you don't want to be wasting that science. You want to continue to progress towards the next things. So we've got approximately 10 turns before we want to seriously consider moving up. But what that means is we need to make sure we get our emblematic districts in. So let's go to our ceremonial plaza again. We can put 2 more of them in. Oh, those are pretty nice, actually. I don't mind that at all. There's going to be a harbor right in here as well. So I think we just take the one that gets us the best gains. That's probably going to be the harbor. So I think we put it here. Honestly, the harbor is not going to get us a huge amount of benefit here as far as building a district is concerned. But this is great because we get the science. Because it acts like a hamlet and it extracts all the FIMs, that's what is good about these ceremonial plazas, is we can snag all of this and start to build up off of this. We're going to be able to increase our production by quite a substantial amount building on this side of the mountain over here. So let's stick it right here. Boom. We get that in. And then we'll get our last one in up here. And then honestly, unless we get some attachments done up here, which we might do if we attach... Man, I'm rethinking. Because we can attach this right now. We attach this right now. it can kind of span this like little U shape. I mean, it's not, I like to do things that make sense geographically, and this doesn't particularly make sense geographically. You'd want to attach like the sus city to like this north stuff, but from a gameplay standpoint, it's going to make a lot of sense to make this attachment right now. So I think we actually make this attachment now, just so that we can get in a couple more of our emblematic districts, because they're so powerful. We want to build as many of them as we can. So I think we're going to make this attachment. I think we make this attachment and we start building after this artisan's quarter is done. We'll build in, probably we'll be able to get 1 and 2 of our emblematic districts in over here. And we can always detach later if we need to, right? We can always detach later if we need to. So let's make this attachment. Just going to do it. I'm going to pull the trigger on it. We're going to move our money person into food so we keep our growth up really high. And then once this artisan's quarter is built, we'll put in our emblematics. Okay. Progressing. Making decisions. It's what these games are all about. And sometimes it takes a while to make a decision, and sometimes you just got to pull the trigger. Okay, that's our 3rd science star. So you'll now notice we have 3 science stars. We've got all of our expansionist stars. Agrarian stars, we still need 6 more population for, but I think that's coming. We'll probably get that star. The aesthete star, I don't think we are going to get. We'll probably get the 2nd one, but not the 3rd. And then we want to work towards this builder star, actually. So what do we need? We need 4 more builds just to get the 2nd star. Okay, so we need to start cranking away at builds here. Which I think we could do. Honestly, probably through... Let's see, where are we at on claiming this territory? We are there. Let's put this claim in. Wait, should we claim this one? Yeah, this one touches our city, so this claim is also relatively cheap. I think this is the spot for it. Yeah, what does that say? Go. 1014. That's pretty nice. 1014, and that's maximum rivers, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 on the rivers. And it's going to get us as much food as we're going to get in this particular territory, because there's just not an abundance of food. It's not a great looking territory, but 1014 is actually a really decent outpost. So only 125 to put that down. Boom. Claim it up. Claim it up. And now we only have 2 territories left to claim. This is going very smoothly. We don't have any of Icarus's units anywhere near us now, so I'm not too worried about these 2 territories getting claimed up. Icarus seems to have pulled all of his units out. I don't know where he's going with his units. Where did they even go? Oh, I wonder if they all got attacked and killed by Luluban. That's entirely possible. Luluban may have killed all of Icarus's units. Oh, he did bring a bunch of them back. So with the Egyptians kind of pulling back into their own territory, realizing that I have grabbed everything available. Okay, so we don't need to do this claim anytime too soon. So let's go ahead and start buying in harbors, because that's going to cause our population to grow at a much faster rate. So let's grab harbors and put them in. That's actually a really intriguing harbor because it gets us access to both of these. I kind of like this spot. Yeah, I like this spot right here.
Your first harbor.
Because once we connect this, we'll be able to
trade,
make those back out. That's our first harbor?
Exploration. You will see many things out of this tiny window onto a huge world.
I didn't realize that was our first harbor. Chat, so just so you know, like the reason, and I've talked about this several times, and the reason I'm doing this is 5 turns to build in a harbor. Like the cost, right? 456 is the industry cost here. That's a long time. Whereas we're able to just come in here in a unattached territory. You can come in and build a harbor for, in this case, 39 influence. We're making 65 influence per turn. We can put in 2 harbors essentially per turn, like pretty close, right? So we're cranking out harbors for very cheap, which is kind of what we're looking for. Now, the plus 10 food, I might go plus 9 here because it would give us access to putting 2 potential market quarters down rather than just the 1. I think that's better than just having access to the 1 market quarter adjacent, because market quarter bonuses are nice for these. So I think that's also an interesting spot to put it down, because there's a, man, we can make a connection there. Yeah, but we're not going to connect that city. So yeah, we're going to go right here. Boom. And it's instantly it. Instantly it, right? So we just go through, we're just going to check all of our things that are in. We're going to burn all of our influence on this probably, but I'm fine with it. Plus 7 food is probably going to be the best we're going to get, and nothing else is going to get us, is going to net us like a bunch of access to like market quarters necessarily. We don't want to cut, like, we don't want to put it here. Although optimally, if you were doing like a harbor strat, you would, because you'd want to surround it with market quarters. But we don't want to take out these nice river tiles probably. So I think we just stick it out here for the food. Just snag the food there. And we should be able to do the same thing here. Oh, we actually put copper in. We're not really using copper yet, so I'll hold on that. But we could put artisan's quarter in. Oh man, this is really cheap to put the harbor in here. Only 28. Put the harbor in here. Okay, let's try to put it somewhere where we can get some benefit from it. Like this spot would actually be pretty nice. It's only 6 food, but man, we could really get some market quarters in around it right here. I think that's probably the play, is to stick it in this little cove right here, because these aren't great tiles anyway. It's only 6 food as opposed to the 9, but we get much better access to surrounding it with market quarters. So I'm gonna stick it right here. There's the builder stars starting to come in because we're putting stuff in. Okay, and then next turn, we're 1 influence off. That sucks. Next turn, I think we put this in, right? Okay. I think we can get away with 1 more turn if we play quickly here. These guys are exploring. Ah, wonderful. We'll grab that. And these guys are holding. This guy is also holding. And our city is going to start putting in these. Right, now we have access to putting those in. Oh, we still... Yeah, that is the 1 spot in this territory that we can put that. I like this right here. I think that's great. That's going to get us... Well, actually, where's our... That's kind of close to where we're at. But it gets us the science right there, which is pretty nice. I'd like the idea of putting it up here so we can build up here. But yeah, like a 4-5. Like the 4-5 right here is pretty nice. That we could get some builds off up here. Because I think our... Well, where's our harbor going? Harbor's probably going down here. Which means... We could put the harbor up there. Ooh, we put the harbor up here. Yeah, we put the harbor right there. Build some market quarters off of it. Okay, so we can go down here actually with this. I'm okay with that plan. I'm okay with this. We're gonna go for it. All right, a melody for every occasion. Teeming, iconic city of chorale musicians are a celebrated part of the local culture with a long history of holy rites. They bring nobility to religious rituals, jollity to palace celebrations, smiles to the sick and ailing, courage to marching armies, and distraction to the gods. Alas, they are still too small in number, especially the good ones, and now word of their renown has reached across the empire. Lords, priests, commanders, among others, are grousing that their city deserves such artists too. How will you satisfy them? Okay, we can muster street musicians, riddle chorale. They should help the commerce elsewhere, even if they distract from learning, so we can send them elsewhere and increase our money but decrease our science. It's actually not terrible. We could build, which gets us science, which is kind of what we want. Every city will be required to build an institution of music where we can teach new performers. Overproductive plus industry. This will be very helpful for us in a couple of ways. Overproduction, great. Does it cost 60 gold? Perfect. We've got the gold to do that. And it moves us towards progress on that axis, which is what we want. So we're going to go with build. Perfect. And our next research is just going to be into organized warfare. We want access to that, use reinforcements. And let's try to sneak in 1 more turn.
We've been going nowhere.
Shared logistics.
Shall we try forward?
I accept. Will you take the cultural agreement now?
We would all
nice.
benefit from growing closer.
We got the
Don't
cultural
you
agreement off. I like it.
Fantastic.
All right, silk. We don't have maker's quarters. Salt. Oh my gosh, give me the salt. I don't care how much it costs. I'll pay it.
Remembered.
That's beautiful. All right, let's do a quick, while we're there, let's do a quick check on trade.
Noble deeds shall we perform next, my honored ally?
I don't need either of those yet, so that they're not particularly useful to me, so let's save the gold.
If you
we just bought these, right?
Greater good.
Papyrus is, oh wait, horses? I don't have the ability to trade for their horses. Can we trade for the horses?
We would all benefit from growing
Thanks.
closer.
I'd love to buy both of your horses.
Yes, I cannot dispute the
I cannot buy the other
that.
horse. I don't have enough money. Okay, we spent all of our gold. I don't know if that was what we were trying to spend gold on. I think it was, but look, I like trade. All right, these guys are headed right to this corner right here. That's where they're going to sit after they get there before we get our next ability to cross the ocean. Let's claim this next. It looks like nice land. Where do we want to claim? Probably right up in here somewhere. Let's move to this That one right there looks like maybe one of the ones. Right in there somewhere is going to be our claim. This guy's holding on. He's in the right spot. This guy's holding on. He's in the right spot. And that takes us to the end of turn 47 and the end of our YouTube Let's Play episode today. All right, big progress, I feel like. Lots of stuff bought in. Oh, we wanted to come up here. Wait. We want to buy in our luxury. Boom, luxury bought. We probably should buy in the copper mine while I'm thinking about it. Boom, bought it in. Let's just check all of our claims now. So that's always something to do. Just make sure everything is bought in so we don't forget. This one's actually in as well, so we can not quite buy in this. So we gotta get that in next, but let's put our harbor in while we are here. Not a great harbor location. I'm wondering if we just stick it here and maximize our ability to surround it with quarters. I think that's the play. Yeah, let's put it there. Maximize our market quarter ability. All right, that's all of our territories currently, and so we've bought in everything we can now. Did we buy our harbor in here? That would be a huge mistake. I think we didn't. Wow, error on my part. We didn't buy our harbor in here. I don't think. We attached. Remember when we attached on a whim? Oh, bummer. All right, whatever. Sometimes you live and you learn, right? You live and you learn. Thank you for joining us for this YouTube exclusive Let's Play Humankind series. This was episode 6. I will link to episode 1 down in the description, and there's also at the end here will be a link back to the previous episode if you need to catch up on any of the episodes in this Let's Play. I'm having a lot of fun playing this game. Thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting. Please feel free to comment. I'm not an expert by any means. I played a lot and I like to share my strategies and knowledge, but everyone plays the game a little different. And so if you notice something you would have done differently, please feel free, post it in the comments, or if I made a wrong comment, that happens sometimes because I'm just flying by the seat of my pants and talking. So please feel free to make comments. If you liked the video, please feel free to hit the thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, hit that subscribe button and make sure you turn on notifications so you know when I post. I post these particular videos are going out every Sunday afternoon currently, so you can check it out Sunday afternoon. My time, which is Mountain, is when they get released on Sunday afternoons. Thank you for watching the video, and I will see you next week.